Good morning, friends. Today's practice is a gentle stretch sequence to help remove stagnation and stiffness our bodies may be holding after a night's sleep or any time we need to wake up the body and get the blood flowing again. Having some blocks, books, or pillows handy can be nice to help our bodies open in a gentle and supportive way. We're going to begin in a comfortable cross-legged position. If this isn't comfortable for you, adding a block or some support beneath your sit bones can help to tilt the pelvis forward, allowing the knees to fall below the hip points. Become aware of your breath. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable and allow the breath to fill your entire body. Breathe into any spaces that feel tight or stagnant. Allow the inhale to serve as a gentle good morning or hello to those spaces. On your next breath, breathe deep into your belly. Feel the breath as it expands through your diaphragm and rises up to your collarbone. Hold for a moment. And on your exhale, feel the air as it leaves your chest first, your diaphragm, and then your belly. Once more like that, inhale belly, diaphragm, chest, hold. Exhale chest, diaphragm, belly. Once more like that on your own. Take a moment to sit in the stillness of the full inhale and the full exhale. Releasing that and just coming into our mindful breathing. Take your breath with you as we drop the right ear over the right shoulder, breathing into the left side of the neck. On an exhale, drop your chin to your chest, stretching into the back of the neck, and roll the left ear over the left shoulder, inhaling to stretch through the right side of the neck. Move through a few neck circles at whatever pace feels good for you today. Pause in any spaces you feel need some extra attention and send your breath there. Meeting back together with the right ear over the right shoulder. Tent your left fingers and extend them out to the side. Place your right hand on top of your head near your temple to help open through the left side of the neck. Careful not to pull the head with your hand, but just gently rest it in place. If it feels like too much, you can remove the top hand or even bring the left hand in closer to your body to back out of the stretch a little bit. Remember, you're in charge here, so only do what feels good. There shouldn't be any pain. On your next exhale, return your head to center and then drop the left ear over the left shoulder. Tent and extend out the right hand and place the left hand on the temple if that feels good. Breathe fully here. Returning to center, we're going to warm up through the shoulders, rolling them forward, up and back. Do this for a few rounds. When that feels good, reverse the circle, this time rolling them back, up and forward. And return to center. From here, begin to create small circles with the spine around the tailbone. The chest comes forward. We round through the back. Inhaling as we go forward. Exhaling as we go backwards. And allow the circles to become larger as we progress. Remembering to breathe. Reverse the circle This time making the circle smaller and smaller, returning to a tall, still spine. Inhale, sweep both arms up, stretching through the side body and rooting through the sit bones. Exhale, drop the right hand down and slide it out to the side while reaching the left hand overhead towards the right side of the room. Stretch through the side body, rooting down through the left hip, maybe rotating the chest slightly towards the sky, and breathing into the left side body. Inhale back to center, and exhale, drop the left hand down, sliding it away from the body as sweeping the right hand overhead this time. Remembering to ground down through the right hip, and reaching through the right fingertips for a nice long stretch in the right side body. Inhale back through center, and with an exhale, float the left hand to the right thigh. The right hand comes behind the back body as we gently twist. An inhale helps us find length, reaching through the crown of the head, the chest rises. And with an exhale, we maybe move further into the twist. The gaze can be directly to the right or towards the back of the room. Breathe deep into the belly here, finding length with each inhale and twisting on the exhale. Inhale to unwind and return back to center, arms are up. And an exhale takes our twist to the left with the right hand dropping to the left thigh or knee and the left hand coming behind us for stability. Breathing here. Remember to be kind and patient with your body this morning, only going far enough to invite a gentle twist. There's no place for forcing our bodies into pain or past our limits in yoga. If you find you can't breathe fully or are uncomfortable, it's okay to back out a bit so that you can experience full breaths here. That's what's important. Inhale to untwist with our arms above head. And on an exhale, we will plant the hands out in front and slide them forward, beginning to come into a seated forward bend. No need to rush into your full expression here as we breathe through the back body and allow ourselves to sink a little further down. Maybe we stay lifted with our gaze between the palms, the tailbone roots down, and the back of the neck is open, allowing a long line of energy from the tailbone to the crown. If, as you breathe, you open up some more space, you can sink a little deeper. Some blocks can be nice here to rest your forehead down, or maybe your third eye meets the ground. Wherever you are, this is a great place to reconnect to your breath, breathing through the nose, expanding the back body, expanding the belly, creating space in the hip sockets. To exhale, we contract the belly, and with a constricted throat, we mimic the sound of the ocean. On your next inhale, roll back up to seated with a tall spine, reaching the arms above head. And exhale, drop the hands behind your sit bones, fingers facing your bottom, lean back into your hands. On an inhale, we arch through the upper back as the collarbone expands open, shoulders roll open, chin and chest rise to the sky. On an exhale, return to a neutral, tall spine. And take a couple rounds of breath here to feel into any new space you may have opened up. Rolling over the knees, come into tabletop position. The palms are spread wide with the arm bones stacking directly above the wrist, creating a straight line from the wrist to the shoulders. The knees are directly below the hips, and the tops of the feet are pressing down into the earth. On an inhale, we arch the back, shining the tailbone and the crown towards the sky. Feel free to add movements here, swaying through the spine, shifting the hips side to side, looking left, looking right. On an exhale, we round through the spine, dropping the head and the tailbone, maybe shifting your weight side to side or inviting some circular movements into the spine. Move into a freestyle cat-cow, allowing the spine to move freely, matching your breath to your movements, and just feeling through your body. Take any last movements you feel called to take before meeting back in a neutral tabletop. Curling the toes under, lift your tailbone, walking back into down dog. Pedal the feet out, stretching through and checking in with the back of the legs. Press your chest towards your thighs, maybe bending through the knees. Your forearms slightly rotate inwards here as your upper arms rotate externally. Your shoulders are broad across your back, lengthening down towards the tailbone. Continuing to pedal out the feet. Once you feel comfortable that you've pedaled out your dog fully, find a place of stillness, energetically grounding down through the heels. Take a couple of full breaths here. Tiptoe your feet towards the top of the mat, bending your knees as much as needed. On an inhale, inflate halfway, and exhale fully to release your crown down. Releasing through the back body, knees are bent, allowing the upper body to hang freely. You can grasp opposite elbows, allowing a gentle sway side to side, maybe rocking back and forth on the feet. Release your hands back down to the earth. Ground down through the four corners of your feet, drawing energy up, and with an inhale, slowly begin to roll up, stacking the spine, coming to standing, roll the shoulders back, and finally lift the crown, coming into Tadasana Mountain Pose. With an inhale, draw your shoulders up to the ears, and with an exhale, let them release down your back, letting go of anything you may be holding here. Reconnecting to your breath. A slow, steady inhale expands in your torso and chest, filling you up. A deep belly exhale, cleansing and rinsing. Taking just a couple rounds of breath here to reconnect. Feeling the earth beneath your feet, energetically drawing energy up through the front of the body that washes down the back body. Carrying this breath with us, we'll move into one breath, one movement for sun breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, inflate to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale the hands down to heart center. Inhale fully with a pause to hold the breath. And exhale completely to let it go. We're going to repeat this cycle 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up, your gaze follows. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back, the neck is long. And exhale, float it down. Inhale, sweep the arms up above head. And exhale the hands to prayer at the heart space. Full cycle of breath here as we prepare for the last round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, sweep the arms up above head. And exhale your hands through heart center, returning to mountain pose for a moment of stillness. Beautiful. Inhaling the arms up once more, we'll invite a slight bend in the upper back with the arms reaching back towards the back of the room. And with an exhale, float down to forward fold with bent knees. Planting the left hand in the center, with an inhale, we'll slide the right hand across the chest like we're pulling a bow and arrow, reaching the right hand towards the sky. The right leg straightens, and our gaze can follow towards the right or all the way up to the fingertips. Your gaze can also stay to the ground if this is too much in the neck. On an exhale, we bring the finger down, planting the right hand in place of the left. Again, slightly bending the right leg. An inhale to send the left fingertips to the sky, straightening through the left leg this time. Breathe here. Exhale to release it all down to forward fold. On an inhale, we plant both hands and drop the knees, coming down into a modified plank pose. Slowly and with control, keep the elbows close to the body as we lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes, coming to the tops of the feet. Slide the forearms out in front of you, keeping them parallel to one another. Coming up onto the elbows, lift up into Sphinx pose, Salamba Bhujangasana. The fingers are wide and supportive here. The elbows are directly beneath the shoulders, which are broad and back, allowing the chest to be open. The shoulder blades wrap around the upper back body. The gaze is straight ahead, allowing the back of the neck to be open as the crown energetically lifts up. The entire lower body, from the pelvis, thighs, shin, and feet, are energetically pressing into the ground, helping us find lift and not compress in the lower back. Breathe here, feeling your abdomen rise and fall against the earth. Engage the core and leading with the tailbone. Bring the big toes to touch, knees wide as we come into a wide-legged child's pose. The invitation here is to deepen the breath and send some loving energy to your body. We can be very hard on our bodies, who do so much for us. So a moment of gratitude for the incredible job our body does of keeping us alive and breathing. If it feels good, you might bring the hands together in prayer position behind the head, inching the elbows forward for a gentle stretch in the triceps, taking a couple rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, push yourself up to seated, curling the toes under for a brief toe squat. This pose can be really intense as we stretch through the fascia of the feet, especially in the morning. It's often referred to as fire toes, as I'm sure you're experiencing. So stick with it here for just another moment. Coming forward onto the hands, slowly and easefully untuck your toes. Fluttering your feet against the mat can feel really good here to help release any tension. With the tops of the feet flat on the mat, sit back onto your calves, coming into Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose. Placing hands on the mat behind us, fingertips towards the back of the mat. Send your weight into your arms, and with the core engaged, lift the pelvis up towards the sky, opening through the chest and shoulders, and pressing the shins into the mat. The gaze can be straight ahead, up, or back, in this camel pose variation, whatever's comfortable. On your next exhale, bring your chin into your chest and sit back on your shins, coming back into Vajrasana. If you're finding any pain with this pose, a block under your bottom can help take some pressure off of the knees. Lift the arms straight out in front of you, in line with the shoulders, with the palms facing up, preparing for eagle arms. Cross the right arm underneath the left so that the left elbow is resting on top of the inner right elbow. Bending the forearms up, wrap the right hand around the left, pressing the palms together. You can also grab the wrist if the palms don't quite reach. Keep your spine nice and tall here, drawing the shoulders down and breathing the chest up into the space between your upper arms. On your next exhale, unbind the arms, returning them straight out in front of you, palms up, preparing to repeat the stretch with the opposite arm on top. This time, cross the left arm underneath the right, crossing at the elbows. Bending the arms up, wrap the left hand around the inside of the right, bringing the palms together, or the fingertips to the palm, or grabbing the wrist. Again, being mindful of the shoulders, drop them down away from the ears. Lift up tall from your crown, and maybe lift the elbows slightly, creating a little more space and just playing with the posture. Exhale, releasing the hands down to the ground beside you. Swing your legs out from under your bottom, extending them long in front of you. Flex and point the toes, maybe doing a few ankle circles, before planting your hands flat beside you, directly beneath your shoulders. The shoulders are down away from the ears as we find a tall spine here, energetically lifting from the crown. The legs are pressing down into the earth, and the toes are flexed towards the body for Dandasana, staff pose. On your next inhale, bring the left leg in with the sole of the left foot coming to the inner right thigh. Center your torso over your right leg, keeping the toes flexed towards the face and maybe inviting a slight bend in the knee. Inhale, reach the arms above head, and with an exhale, we melt forward over the leg, leading with the chest to avoid hunching in this posture. Try to keep some length and integrity in the spine. The hands can be beside the shin, holding the ankle or the toes, wherever is comfortable. As you breathe here, if you feel you have more space, you may straighten the knee. You may also release the head, folding the third eye down towards the knee. Gentle reminder to listen to the body, and remember this practice is to nourish and stretch your body specifically. Don't worry about what the shape looks like, as long as you are meeting your appropriate edge and doing what feels right for your body. On your next inhale, rise back up and send the left leg out long. Switching legs, bring the right foot in to meet the inner left thigh. Center yourself over the left leg. Inhale, the arms go up, gentle bend in the knee. And exhale, draw the chest forward and down towards the knee. Breathing deep and full here, finding space and moving into it if it opens up. And remembering, if you can't engage in a full deep breath, then you should back out of the posture just a little bit so that you can maintain full integrity in the breath. Inhale to rise back up and bring the soles of the feet together for a seated butterfly pose. With the hands at the ankle, the chest is lifted and the shoulders are down and back away from the ears. You might use your thumbs to massage the soles of your feet here, folding them open like a book, and maybe moving into the ball joint of the big toe. Our feet are so important. It can be good to cultivate a loving relationship with our base, our point of grounding and movement. When that feels complete, grasp the ankles and use the traction to open through the chest, straightening and lengthening the spine. Begin to add some movement, fluttering the knees up and down, using the movement to shine a light into the hip sockets and the pelvis. From here, bring the feet flat to the ground, knees bent, and roll down to your back, keeping the knees bent up into the chest. With your hands on your knees, rock a little side to side here, massaging along the spine and the shoulder blades. Drop the knees to the right, shifting slightly onto your right hip, and open the arms out wide into a T shape. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or towards the left fingertips. Deepening the breath will of course help create space. Twists are great for our spinal health, which is so vital to maintain our quality of life. As you breathe, just envision the spine opening, allowing the spinal fluid to flow freely. So often our spine can become compressed in just our modern habits. So a practice like this is really vital to maintaining our spinal health. Inhale, return your knees to center. And with an exhale, drop the knees to the left, shifting onto the left hip, gazing either up above or gently towards the right fingertips. On your next inhale, return the knees to center and come into a full body stretch. Send the legs out long, toes can be flexed or pointed, and the arms come up above head, actively engaging in the long line of energy from your feet all the way to your fingertips and beyond, taking up space here. When you're ready, curl up on your side into a fetal position and use your arm to press up to a comfortable seat. You may be cross-legged with a block or on the shins, whatever's comfortable. With the hands placed gently on the thighs, feel into the new energy you've introduced into your body. You've done a great service to your physical and spiritual self today by showing up and making time to tend to your body. With the hands coming into heart center, the light in me sees the light in you. Thank you for sharing in this practice with me today. I am deeply honored. Namaste.